Hi gamers. The Vectrex is a very near and dear system to me, even though I didn't own one as a kid. One of my friends did, and when I saw it for the first time, it was really something else, really unique. Of course, it had its own screen, which was a really big deal in the early 80s, that you could play it in your own room. You didn't need the TV for it. And of course, the very clean and crisp vector graphics, vector lines there. And even though I did have an NES and a Commodore 64 at the time when I saw Vectrex for the first time, I still couldn't take my eyes off the graphics. They were so gorgeous, even though the NES and Commodore 64 were more advanced in many ways. But it was just something with the graphics. Maybe it was the speed or the fluidity, something a bit organic in nature when compared to the blocky graphics of the NES and Commodore 64. So Vectrex was really something else. Great arcade action in each title. Not that much depth to each game, but this was made or marketed as an arcade at home, I guess. For more an in-depth look at what the Vectrex was and how it was operated, take a look at one of my really old videos. You can see a younger me there, my face as well, and my old place. So the link to that video is here, and maybe you can watch it later or watch it now and come back to this video, but do check it out. Let's just check out what games I have here. I have here 20 games for it. There were a total of 27 released for it commercially. So missing just 7 games, 28 if you count Mindstorm that was built into the machine. There were also loose carts produced of Mindstorm 2, where it fixed the bugs of the original game, but like I said, that wasn't a commercial release, so not really counting that. I'm missing only one of these normal games, Polar Rescue, and the rest 6 that I'm missing are 3D games. You could actually have 3D glasses and 3D graphics on the Vectrex in 1982, and also it had its own light pen accessory. You could actually draw into the screen, make lines. There was a drawing program and a music program. You could compose music with it. So Vectrex, it was really cool stuff. But the light pen and 3D accessories and games are pretty expensive, so I'm gonna go after those next. But now let's check out what games I have here. Do a little focus. So, Blitz, American football. Not really that much to say about many of these. That one was self-explanatory. Then we have Bedlam, which, like I said, these are some good old-fashioned arcade goodness. This is most of these are action games, shooting games. I can't really go into too much detail about describing each game, so I'm just gonna go through and just comment on the more unique ones. Berserk. Most games here are space shooters, but this is a maze shooter. You go around this maze and shoot stuff. Armor Attack. Cool stuff, especially when you play with 2 players. Each of these games, I believe that all of these games are for 2 players. Oh no, not everybody. Not every game is simultaneous 2 players, but each one has at least alternating 2 players for where you can get the higher scores. But this is a simultaneous 2-player game, and it's a really great one at that. Then we have Clean Sweep, which is basically a Pac-Man clone. Cosmic Chasm, one of those space shooters again. Hyper Chase, a really fun driving game with some really nice graphics, as you can see here from the cover here. You got a nice 3D feel to the environments here, and the track shifts around, so it looks like it's curving, and it looks pretty fluid, and gives a nice sense of speed as well. Fortress of Narzad, one of my favorite games on the system, and one of the all-time greatest games, names for a game ever. The Fortress of Narzad. I love it. Pole Position, another driving game. This is from Namco. Ripoff, more space shooting. The built-in Mindstorm was also a space shooter, of course. Then we have Scramble. This is the best shooter on the system, in my opinion. I guess mostly because this isn't, a top-down view as the shooters usually are in this system, but this is a side view, so a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, and a really tough one at that. But this has really varied gameplay. Usually with these on Vectrex shooters, you get to do the same level over and over again, repeating the stuff that you do. But this has a nice varied levels, and you can see the topography here changes, and lots of different kind of enemies. So it's a really great game. Soccer Football, quite self-explanatory. Solar Quest, yeah, you guessed it, space shooter. And you can also guess what Space Wars is all about. They really did make a lot of these. And then what's possibly the most unique and interesting game on the Vectrex, Spike. This is a 3D platforming game with a story, digitized speech and cutscenes. And this is all in 1982, or is it 83? Well, it's old, and really funny stuff. I'm gonna actually be doing some gameplay of this, just a little snippet at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that, and get ready for those really funny sound effects that are the speech that the characters are speaking here. So really great stuff. Spinball, so of course a pinball game. So even though there were mostly space shooters here, it does have the one pinball game, two driving games, one platforming game, one soccer game, one puzzle game, and one American football game. So really a nice variety of games in the end when you really look at it. Back to space shooters, Star Castle. And then Star Hawk. But this one is it's a bit different, as you can see. You're kind of doing a Death Star trench run here, and it's really cool graphically. So this is one of the more entertaining games as far as graphics go. Usually with the space shooters, you just have a blank screen, but this is a really nice. The surface of the Death Star is rolling towards you, so it looks really nice. And then we have a Starship. This was actually called Star Trek, the motion picture in the US. So this was a full-on licensed game, movie tie-in. Sadly, this wasn't called Star Trek here in Europe. Don't know why, but you can still see the Klingon ships that you have to shoot. So it's still a Star Trek game to me. And finally, Web Warp, another shooting game, kind of reminds me of Tempest games. You have this web that you navigate, and again a really an interesting game graphically, where the perspective of the web changes, so it looks really nice. I'm gonna be adding a little clip of this game as well at the end of this video. So now on to some gameplay footage. First Spike and then Web Warp. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.